long time.
Welcome back to Sidelines, Amazing 102.5 FM. Your boy Laython here. Of course, Ron with the facts. LaQuita is with me. And of course, it's Black History Month. So we honor Black people in our community. We got a very special guest today, a good brother, dear friend of mine. He is an event curator, a professional athlete, a father, and now, and I'm proud to say this of him, a producer of a podcast. My boy PJ Alawoya. How you doing? The Prince.
Welcome.
I'm pretty good. Thank y'all for having me.
All right.
Started off. Man, talk about your pro basketball career. You played at McNeese. Well, we'll start out with high school. You played it out here.
All right, so I played at Hastings for 4 years. That was probably one of the best things I could do.
Mm-hmm.
I moved around my junior year, but I told my mom I got to finish up here. We had a really good basketball squad. I was surrounded by a lot of long-term brothers. One of my head coach is probably one of the best coaches I've ever had.
What's your head coach?
Johnny B. Hawk Carter.
That boy Hawk. I love Hawk.
You gotta say Hawk. If you don't say Hawk, you ain't talk about that.
They don't call him a con. They say Hawk.
Yeah, you call him Hawk. And then from there, I was lucky to get a scholarship. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was just playing basketball to get girls.
I thought you were gonna say get into school.
No, I wouldn't even worry about that. It was literally because in middle school I saw that all the girls like athletes, and I wasn't even good in middle school, but my drive and competitiveness, my competitive nature just pushed me to being better than everybody else. And then I was lucky to get a scholarship to McNeese, play 4 years, ended up being one of the top rebounders in the school. We won a championship my senior year. We lost the game to go to the NCAA, but we made it to the NIT, where we got blown out in the first round by Reggie Jackson and Boston College.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I was lucky again to get an opportunity to play pro. I played overseas for about 12 years. I got drafted into what's called the G League, NBA G League. I got drafted in 2012. Was the last one cut. Was told that I should stay around, but I just wanted to make the money now. I wasn't really worried about playing in the NBA or trying to make it to the NBA because, like I told y'all, girls was my motto. And by the time I was playing pro, I didn't have an issue in that area, so I was cool. On it.
That boy, man, and it's Valentine's Day weekend coming up. I got the perfect guest. Man, talk about this one thing I'm proud of you for. You started a podcast, and I see it's a bunch of basketball people. I love that Leon is showing his bag. We went to school together, same college, SFA, radio, TV, same major.
Yeah.
And Shannon Shorter's getting his hosting thing on right now, man. Talk about the underrated podcast.
Man, so I'm not gonna lie to you. So Shannon Shorter is one of my long-term friends. I've known him since high school. Grew up in the same area, and we were just having a random conversation one time, and he was telling me that, I'm about to start a podcast, and I was telling him I was interested in it, but I didn't have anybody that was fully dedicated like I was to jump on it. So Shannon was like, "Look, I already got a few pieces in place, but I'd love for you to join and help us grow." And I told him I'm cool with that. I'm no stranger to the blue collar work. I'll be in the background. I'll work my way up till I finally find the people to surround myself to be on a podcast together, because I feel like everybody has something they want to talk about, whether somebody agrees with it or not. Everybody has something to talk about. So that podcast is doing really well. We're highlighting a lot of people, not only athletes, but also producers, music moguls, a couple of lawyers, and what was the guy's name? He's like a money guy. I forgot his name, but we're on season 2 right now. We got a lot of stuff cooking up. Definitely got a lot of stuff cooking up.
So y'all talk about just different things, different perspectives, not just sports per se, but you got a lineup of.
So the background about it is like a lot of the people that come on at some point in time were considered underrated. So we want them to come on and tell their story on how they may have been looked over or passed over and still were able to succeed in their field no matter what they came through.
Okay, I love
smooth.
that. Okay.
Smooth. I mess with that too. And how long you guys been doing that?
Not long. I want to say
almost a year.
Yeah, it's probably coming up on a year now.
Yeah, I'm almost a year. PJ, I've been doing this thing, man. I've been proud.
Man, I'm
proud
trying to make it, man. Trying to turn $1 into a nickel.
Hey,
I mean,
wait.
into a nickel.
You're not gonna make it like that.
Too worried
We're
about
not hustling backwards over here, y'all.
He was a little too worried about girls. He got the mathematics of the game all wrong.
Right.
Before we gonna, I'm gonna probably wrap this up short. We're gonna get to some more topics. Want to talk about the Yellow Cup weekend, brother?
Man,
what is that all about? And I'm just gonna put it out there. Can we get media clearance for that?
Oh, for sure, man. Yellow Cup was something that was brought to me by a homeboy that lives in Rhode Island. It literally started in his living room. He was just like, he's the type of person like in Rhode Island, they're like big on the fashion scene. So he's big on that. So he likes to have people come out and like showcase their stuff, whether it's in a small capacity or a big capacity. And over the years, I've been seeing it, but I never had got a chance to go out there because I was still playing basketball. And one summer, when I was chopping up with him, I said, "Yo, you got to bring it to Houston. We trying to see something different." And he was like, first he was kind of hesitant about it because he was like, Houston is more so hookah and sections, and he doesn't want that. He wants everybody to come out and have a vibe. So he was like, so he basically just went out on a limb, and we've done 2 events. We recently just had the R&B event, which was a nice turnout, but we're trying to go bigger and better every year, bigger and better every single year.
Man, that's cool. So when is it gonna take place this year?
So they just did the R&B one probably like 2 weeks ago, and I want to say the next one should be like midsummer sometime.
Midsummer in Houston?
In Houston for sure.
Okay,
I'll definitely keep y'all updated.
Yeah,
Please
nice.
do.
Yeah, you got Ron active when you said we outside now.
Hey.
Yeah, and we don't like he goes against the grain. He doesn't do he does some of the popular stuff now, but he's more so soca, Afro beats.
Oh,
the Caribbean vibe. He's trying to get
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, he's trying to get people moving. He's trying to get people enjoying.
Yeah, man, that's right up my alley.
Yeah,
that's the way to do it for sure.
Well, we're getting ready to wrap this up, but before we go, I got a Black History Fact title. Did you know about University of Houston was one of the first schools to integrate college athletics? You might have known if you watched this last week, as we talked about Warren McVay.
You just told us last week, man.
But I left out some people.
Okay.
So in 1964, yes, Warren McVay was the first because of the football season. But also that year, the basketball season have signed Don Chaney and Elvin Hayes to the basketball team that year.
Goats.
So goats. I did not know that about Elvin Hayes or Don Chaney right there. So along with Warren McVay, Don Chaney and Elvin Hayes became the first Black student athletes at University of Houston. And we all know what their career went on to be as well.
Absolutely.
As well. So that is the Black History Fact. Coming back up, we have What's Hot in the H.
I know. I was like, deja vu. Did I dream that we did this already?
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I know I'm not tripping. Like,